If you ask someone who doesn't play video games to name a game character, chances are they'll answer with Mario, and for good reason. Mario is everywhere. Games, toys, amusement parks, and even the movies are just some of the many things you can connect to Nintendo's popular mascot. Some of his more well-known gaming outings have long since been sports games, with tennis being one of the first. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Backlog project, where we play through a gigantic list of games to find out which of them is worth putting onto your backlog. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button, it really helps out, and if you're new to the Backlog project, make sure you subscribe down below. Today, we'll be checking out Mario Tennis on the N64, a sports title that is still often considered to be the best Mario Tennis game in the series, even though there have been multiple entries since it first took to court back in 2000. But are these praises just the rose-tinted, nostalgia-powered cheers of older generations? Or was Mario's first serve actually an ace that can stand the test of time? The game starts you off with an opening cutscene that sets up the game's plot? Mario and friends are having a tennis tournament and are enjoying themselves when Wario and Waluigi show up to try and steal the trophy, which results in a face-off between Mario, Luigi, and their evil rivals that gets promptly interrupted by Bowser dropping from his airship and, well, being all happy to play tennis with everybody. It's just your typical Mario story, just there to loosely connect the characters to the game's theme, but it's endearing, kind of funny, and also pretty well done for a game this old, so it gets a pass from me. The title screen looks a lot like Mario Party, showing off all playable characters in a picture with nothing else happening. But this is still a sports title, so let's see what the actual game is like. The game looks like it's a tennis mod for Super Mario 64. In fact, I think they reused a lot of the models from that game in this one. That isn't really a bad thing though. The characters are full of personality and emotions, even though the game is over 20 years old. Movement and swings carry a lot of weight, and there's some cool graphical effects to boot. The replay animations are better than most stuff you see nowadays. There's even cool special effects on the ball depending on which character hits it. Characters on the sidelines dodge balls that go towards them, and there's even a scoreboard in each court. All in all, everything fits together very nicely and feels very Mario-ish, while still being very authentic to the core of tennis. Sound effects do their utmost to support this authentic feeling. No matter if you're doing a topspin or a drop ball, each play is accompanied by fitting sounds that feel weighty and distinct. Mario and friends do their usual sounds, and the announcer does a pretty good job at sounding exactly like you would expect from a tennis announcer. Then there's the soundtrack by Motoi Sakuraba. I think I can picture exactly how the music for this game came to be. Hello? This is Sakuraba. Mr. Sakuraba, hello, this is Nintendo. Oh, the Mario RPG guys. Yes, we would like you to do the soundtrack for our new game, Mario Tennis. Is that an RPG? No, sir. It's a tennis game with Mario characters. Sounds pretty RPG to me. It really doesn't. Mr. Sakuraba, have you ever seen tennis on TV? Sure. The game with the bats and the ball. Great! Now picture that, but with Mario characters. We'd like you to do the soundtrack for that. Will you do it? Yeah, I already have some great ideas. I'll begin working right now. Wonderful! We're looking forward to hearing from you. Just wait until you hear the battle theme. And oh, that final boss battle will be so epic! No, Mr. Sakuraba, please wait! Most of you guys probably know how tennis works, but here's a quick rundown for anyone who might not be familiar with the rules. Tennis is played either in singles or doubles, meaning either one or two players on both sides. The players hit the ball from one side to the other, trying to hit it so the opponents can't reach the ball before it hits the court twice. The point system is a little messed up, but let's just simplify it by saying you need to win at least 4 points with more than a 1 point difference to your opponent to win a round. And there are multiple rounds, their numbers specified at the beginning of the match. These rules, and most of everything else that happens in real tennis, also applies to this game. Your only goal is to return your opponent's shots in a way that makes them not return yours. Rather uncanny for a Mario game is that there are no power-ups, special abilities, or other quirky features to spice up the gameplay. It's just tennis. But it's good tennis. Gameplay is very fast-paced, fluid, and through the absence of the aforementioned gimmicks, skill-based. Depending on how good you and your opponent are, points can take from a few seconds up to rallies of multiple minutes. You can try to hit your enemy with an unexpectedly fast or slow ball, lure them into a trap by playing to opposite of where they are, or even go for a body shot. The 16 playable characters all play differently, with stats like speed, power, and technique, as well as different movement patterns to them to make them distinct. While Mario, for example, is an all-rounder that is neither good nor bad in anything, Donkey Kong, on the other hand, is a powerhouse that has the strongest swing in the game and some great reach due to his size, but is very slow and tends to hit outside of the play zone a lot. Boo and Paratrooper, yes, there's some really wild choices in the roster and it's awesome. Also fly, so they have different trajectory to their shots than other characters. There's lots of strategy here, and you can always find a way to get better and outplay your opponents. Aside from normal quick play matches, the game also features a tournament mode that throws your chosen character into multiple tournaments back to back, with the ability to save between matches that grow continuously harder. Clearing this mode with a character unlocks a little star next to their name that you can activate to boost their stats in any game mode. First time clears of both singles and doubles tournaments also unlock one hidden character each. There's also a few other more minigame-esque modes to find in the game. You can play ring matches that are basically a mission mode where rings appear above the net and there's multiple objectives to clear, like playing a long rally while hitting the rings or hitting X amount of rings in a specific time frame. Next is Piranha Plant mode, that in addition to an enemy player, has 3 plants on your opponent's side that continue to shoot balls at you, which you have to score as many points as you can from. The most Mario-ish mode in the game is Bowser mode. This mode has you play on a moving and shaking court, while item boxes appear on it that you can use to gain advantages. This mode is very hectic, and not really to my taste, but it can be a lot of fun if you like chaotic multiplayer mayhem. Aside from the already mentioned 2 characters and the star version of every character, there are also quite a few new courts to unlock that not only all have a different look, but also ball speed and bounce, so matches play differently on them as well. These unlocks are spread through most of the game's modes, so you have a reason to check out all of the content, even if you aren't really into some of the offerings. And since they are all well done, this is actually a good thing. Everything I've talked about is playable in multiplayer, by the way, not just the quick play matches. So if you want to grab a buddy and do a doubles tournament to quickly rack up star characters, you can. Multiplayer works the exact same way, so there's no point really talking about anything in depth again, but let me just say this. The game is very fun to play with friends. Just be aware that, due to the skill-based gameplay, your enjoyment might turn into frustration if you have friends of very different skill levels playing together. Honestly, there isn't really an interface to this game. The only thing it shows is your score, and even that only happens when someone scores. The court also shows the score and the speed of the latest serve, which is a cool gimmick but doesn't really have any practical use. Menu design is very playful but still usable, and you can find everything where you'd expect it to be. Controls are simple but effective. The left stick moves your character, hitting the ball with A triggers a topspin, B does a slice. You can also press the buttons twice for more powerful but less accurate shots. Pressing the button before the ball reaches you charges the shot up. If you press A and then B, you'll do a lob shot. B and then A results in a drop shot. If you press both at the same time, you'll do a powerful smash if the ball comes from above. You can also control the direction you shoot in with the left stick, cancel a charge shot with Z, and that's about it for controls. The only real technical issue I found during my playtime was that it seemed like it was completely random if a shot aimed at the corners of the court hit the out or not. No matter how meticulous I was with the control stick, sometimes the ball would fly way over the edge and cost me a point, while at other times perfectly hitting a corner with a fully charged shot that I tried to purposefully aim outside. This problem consistently happens with all characters, even technicals that are supposedly made for hitting corners, but is especially prevalent with power characters that tend to overshoot like half of the time, making technical plays feel like the tennis version of Russian roulette. Mario Tennis 64 is primarily a game about one thing: having a good time. It doesn't try to be a tennis sim, but nevertheless stays true to the sport while also providing the atmosphere and lightheartedness you'd expect from a Mario game. The gameplay is very easy to pick up on, but there's a lot to learn and master if you really want to dig deep into it, so no matter how or with whom you're gonna play it, you're bound to be having tons of fun. I haven't played the other games in this series yet, so I can't say if the game has been made redundant nowadays by its sequels, but it at least makes the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack a lot more worth its asking price. If you're looking for a fun multiplayer experience or just want a pretty good tennis game, this is definitely one for the Backlog. Alright ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this week's episode of the Backlog Project. If you enjoyed the video guys, hit that like button, and if not, don't be shy to give it a dislike. Have any of you played the original Mario Tennis before? What did you like or maybe hate about it? Do you have any fond, nostalgic memories about the game? Comment down below and let me know your thoughts about this tennis classic. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.